MNDY, Monday.com Limited. Technical analysis. General overview and trend. MNDY has experienced a dramatic decline over the past 3 months, characterized by accelerating selling pressure in the final weeks. The stock began the period at $292.83 in mid-May and collapsed to $174.13 by August 11, representing a 40% decline. The price action shows a clear breakdown pattern with accelerating downward momentum, particularly from late July through August. The overall trend shifted from consolidation in May-June to a sharp decline in July-August, with the stock losing significant support levels. The recent price action suggests a complete breakdown with strong downward momentum. Price and volume. Volume analysis reveals increased activity, especially in the final weeks. August 11 saw an unprecedented 9.15 million shares traded as the stock plummeted to $174.13. This volume level is significantly higher than the typical daily activity of 300,000 to 800,000 shares seen in May-July. The correlation between price drops and increased volume indicates strong institutional distribution and panic selling. The Chaikin oscillator at -3.2 million suggests distribution, confirming the bearish sentiment. Moving averages. The current closing price of $174.13 is significantly below all key moving averages, reflecting strong downward momentum. Short-term averages are above the price, SMA 5 at $235.606, EMA 5 at $226.2573, SMA 10 at $249.879, and EMA 10 at $244.2596. Medium-term averages are substantially higher, SMA 20 at $269.0065, EMA 20 at $261.4728, SMA 21 at $270.05, and EMA 21 at $262.5885. Long-term averages are even higher, SMA 50 at $287.4916, EMA 50 at $276.6206, SMA 100 at $277.0897, EMA 100 at $278.1496, SMA 150 at $273.1844, EMA 150 at $276.9248, SMA 200 at $273.5726, and EMA 200 at $272.9835. The price trading well below all moving averages confirms the strength of the downtrend, with the steep slope of shorter-term averages indicating accelerating downward momentum. Technical indicators. Momentum indicators, MACD at -18.2499 with a negative histogram of -7.6142 confirms strong downward momentum. RSI 14 at 15.38 indicates extremely oversold conditions. Williams R at -99.25 shows very strong downward momentum. Stochastic oscillators, K15 at 10.32, D15 at 9.19, K5 at 17.84, D5 at 23.24, suggest oversold conditions. CCI 20 at -297.34 indicates extremely strong downward momentum. Momentum 10 at -109.93 and ROC 14 at -39.44 both signal powerful negative momentum. Trend indicators. ADX 14 at 30.12 shows strong trend strength. A rune down at 100.0 and a rune up at 12.0 confirm bearish dominance, with a rune oscillator at -92.86. Parabolic SAR at 264.0 is above the current price, supporting the downtrend. DEMA 14 at $229.5303 and TEMA 10 at $210.4106 both support the bearish trend. Volatility indicators. Bollinger Bands show expansion with upper at $323.9554, middle at $269.0065, and lower at $214.0576. The price trading below the lower band indicates oversold conditions but also strong downward momentum. ATR 14 at $16.3762 reflects high volatility, while NATR 14 at 9.40 shows normalized volatility. Volume indicators. MFI 14 at 9.75 indicates extreme selling pressure and oversold conditions. OBV at -7.4 million shows strong distribution. Stock RSI K5 at 0.0 suggests extremely oversold conditions. Linear regression. The 20-day linear regression shows a steep negative slope, confirming the powerful downtrend. Price action is significantly below the regression line, indicating the strength of the downward momentum and potential for continuation. The most recent close is well below the regression line, suggesting the decline may have further to run before a significant recovery. Opening estimate for next trading day. Given the extreme downward momentum and oversold conditions, MNDY is expected to open between $170 and $175. The massive volume on the last day and the oversold readings suggest potential for a gap-up, dead cat bounce, but the strong downtrend could also lead to continued downward pressure. The parabolic SAR above the price supports the bearish case. Support and resistance analysis. Key resistance levels are $180 psychological, $200 psychological, and $220 previous support. Support levels are $170 psychological, $160 extension of recent move, and $150 major psychological. At current price of $174.13, distance to first resistance is $5.87 and to first support is $4.13. Given the extreme oversold conditions, intraday movement may see an initial bounce toward $180 resistance, followed by a return to downward pressure toward $170 support. Intraday high and low estimates based on ATR 14. With ATR 14 at $16.3762, the estimated intraday range is high at $190.5062 and low at $157.7538. Given the recent volatility, this range may be conservative, and actual movement could exceed these estimates, especially to the downside if momentum continues. Possible scenarios. Bullish scenario. Short-term bounce due to oversold conditions. Price could test $180, then move toward $200. Sustainability would require sustained volume and a break above $220. Bearish scenario. Continuation of downtrend with break below $170, targeting $160 and potentially $150. The extreme oversold indicators suggest this scenario may be limited in the short term. Neutral scenario. Consolidation between $170 and $180 as the market digests the recent losses. This would allow indicators to reset before the next directional move. Conclusion. MNDY is in an extremely strong technical downtrend with exceptional downward momentum, but extremely oversold conditions suggest a high risk of a short-term bounce. The massive volume spike indicates capitulation, which often marks a near-term bottom. The stock is significantly below all moving averages, which supports the bearish trend but also increases the potential for a sharp rebound. Investors should monitor the $170 support level closely, as a break below could signal further declines. While the long-term trend remains bearish, the immediate oversold conditions favor caution for short sellers, with potential opportunities on bounces to key resistance levels. The extraordinary volatility suggests this stock is best suited for experienced traders with high risk tolerance.